now we are dealing with Tropical Storm Felipe that is affecting St. Martin and the neighboring islands. So it's passing very close to us, and as a matter of fact, as of 11 o'clock this morning, it was located about 170 miles east of St. Martin, and it is moving west-northwest very slowly at 7 miles an hour, and it is expected to give us cloudy skies, some showers, gusty winds, and even some thunderstorms overnight into tomorrow. So with that, we could get some flooding possible, and a flood watch or a flood warning could be issued for St. Martin late today, depends on how the conditions go, and based on how Felipe is tracking. Over the last couple of days, we had some difficulty with tracking Felipe because it was interacting with another tropical storm called Reina. And now that Reina has dissipated overnight, it was actually weakening over the last 2 days or so, but it has finally dissipated. So now Felipe is getting the chance to kind of develop on its own 2 feet. We will not be getting the brunt of the storm because we're not getting a direct hit based on how it is moving. And based on the conditions at the upper levels of the atmosphere, it is actually pushing back the bulk of the system towards the east. So as the center of Felipe is moving close to us, the bulk of the showers and the thunderstorms is remaining further in the back, if you can follow me. So we are getting the feeder bands or the outer bands, which is just going to give us a couple showers. And depends on how the band passes across us, we could get some heavier rain and thunderstorms with it. So with that, we expect those heavier showers to be tonight and tomorrow, or tomorrow morning mostly.
So what criteria and requirements must political parties meet in order to be able to be eligible for registration with the Electoral Council?
Would have to go to a notary and request a notary to draft articles of incorporation for the association. And the reason why that is a requirement is because legally associations have members, voting members. So it's also to encourage the democratic process within the political parties themselves with voting members. There are also some requirements that are stipulated in the law, in particular in Article 15 on the Ordinance on the Registration and Financing of Political Parties. There are about 16 requirements, and some quite obvious, such as the name of the foundation of the association and the purpose of the association. But I think it's important to highlight the crucial requirements as it relates particularly to voting and elections. The articles must contain a provision limiting the voting rights of members to members that are eligible to vote in the general elections. Also, an important requirement that must be incorporated in the articles of incorporation of the political party is the requirement to publish their manifestos prior to the election. So that has to be incorporated in the articles of incorporation. And there must also be a procedure to establish the candidates that will take part in the parliamentary elections. And to register with the council, it is important that the request must be submitted to the Electoral Council in writing. And also, along with that request, the aspiring political party must also indicate who will be the party representative. So that would be the person who would correspond between the Electoral Council and the political party. And along with the registration, the party must also submit the party reference, the desired party reference. So in other words, the reference of the party on top of the voting ballot, so to speak. Those are, in a nutshell, the requirements.
So what does the law say in terms of what every citizen should do as it relates to registering?
So we have the basic administration, basis administratie law, the national ordinance. And in there you can read, for instance, in Article 13, that sub 1 says, inschrijven, register. Then the second one says, adreswijziging, change your address. And the third one is leaving of the country, when you leave the country. So the law is very beautiful. I love the law. And it says the obligation of the citizens and the rights of the citizens. In the law, it specific puts exactly where is the obligation and the rights of the law.
Of the citizen.
From the citizens in the law. So they can read and see that in Article 13,
Sub 1.
sub 1, it says when someone is eligible to register. Sub 2 says when you have to change your address. And it says specifically the amount of days you have when you move from one address to another. And then
obligated to inform the civil registry.
the civil registry, yes. It says 10 days you have.
Ooh.
So a lot of persons think, I'm going to live by my boyfriend, for instance, or my partner, or I just want to live separate from my parents. You have to register that at our department.
Mealtime rules. Don't serve yourself first. Do not eat with your mouth open. Don't rest your elbows on the table. Don't make noise when eating. Does not apply when enjoying KFC buckets. When we bucket together, we are as we really are.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurance.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah. Your social and health insurance is.
During the hurricane season, a potential tropical cyclone can produce rainfall that can cause flash flooding and rockfalls. Stay away from flood-prone areas during heavy rainfall, such as Jump Up Casino on Emerald Plain Road in Phillipsburg, ATLH Road Roundabout, L.B. Scott Road from Emilio Wilson Park until Cake House Supermarket, Zakers Gut from Petro Plus gas station until the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Welgelaken Road K Hill from Welgelaken Road Roundabout until the One-Tete Loke Roundabout, Beacon Hill Road from Sunset Bar and Grill until the beginning of White Sands Road, and Rhine Road, also known as Mullet Bay Road, after Sonesto Maho Beach Hotel to the entrance of Cooper Coy from the intersection of the University Drive until the intersection of Rio Grande. For more information on how you can keep yourself and your family safe this hurricane season, visit stmartingolf.org/hurricane. This public service announcement is brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
it's the big parade.
Yeah.
2023.
I noticed that you're taking over the carnival spot.
With over 500 participants. We have survivors right behind us and friends of the survivors.
Yes, we're so happy for so many organizations who have, given up their time to come and support us as we start Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
We have people from Sabre and Citrus Station as well for the parade.
Wow. All right, so you're all really living it up.
Telling you.
Yes, Minister, how is it?
Fine. Happy to be part of the awareness march.
All right. All right. Everything good? That's your group, right? That's your group, right? Hi, Prime Minister. You all right? So tell me the lion.
And it's fun, as you can see. It's a great turnout. And I hope that the message is sent loud and clear that we need to support.
Signature all the way, represented!
Don't use that. Don't use that.
All right, ladies, how are you enjoying it so far? Yeah? You find this is a good awareness that they are doing?
You can move.
Oh! Okay, we have the member of parliament here. What can you tell us?
I can tell you that I am so pleased with the turnout for this pink parade. It has been some years that we have not had a pink parade. So to see especially so many young persons here, it's really heartening. We're here with the group You Too Can Move, all of these beautiful ladies here, and showing solidarity with the purpose.
You know what you're doing? All right. Oh, look at my girlfriend here, man.
The renovation work on the Mary Star of the Sea Catholic Church of Grand Cause began on Friday, September 15th, under the aegis of Vice President in charge of Environment, Bernadette Davis. This work will take approximately 7 months to complete for a total amount of 713,000 euros.
The Catholic Church, it was severely damaged because of Irma. It has been used historically as a shelter, but because of the amount of damage, it is absolutely necessary that we renovate the church. It is going to be extensive. It will be not only the church itself, but the presbytery also, even the bell tower. And I believe that the entire population of Grand Cause, not only the community, the Catholic community, but the entire population of Grand Cause will be extremely satisfied with the work that will be done. Work started last week or 2 weeks ago, but we will be able to deliver in March of 2024. It's a tremendous chantier, but I'm pretty sure when the work is done, that not only the entire population of St. Martin, but specifically the population of Grand Cause will be very happy, and we would be proud to be able to hand over a job well done. We are not only going to renovate the entire area in terms of the church, the presbytery, but even around the area of the church will be well appropriated.
And today we are here at the Leonard Connor School, where our teachers are having a training on the Promethean Active Panel 9 smart boards. All of the schools with Division Public Education have received and had these type of boards installed, both in two sizes, 75-inch and 85-inch. And today they are learning how to use the boards on the basic, intermediate, and advanced level. Today we have Mr. Kyle Daly from Promethean, who is training the teachers and management and admin staff on how to use the board in the schools and in their classrooms to enhance the learning experience for the students. The boards come with technology that allows for up to 4 students to come to the board and interact in their own respective panels and learn and do activities with the teacher. Our objective at Division Public Education is not only to bring technology into the classroom, but to use the technology to facilitate the enhancement of learning and activities in the classroom, and also to enhance the level of learning and the accessibility to learning in the classroom through technology and activities.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah. Your social health insurances.
With you, the new Kentaco. A combination that will surprise the most curious palates. Combining the deliciousness of KFC chicken and the practicality of a taco. With a doubly delicious ergonomic shape. Wow! Compatible with all types of bites. New Kentaco. Enjoy a double breaded chicken breast with our secret recipe. Cheese, lettuce, and tomato. New Kentaco, the innovation that's in everyone's mouth.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to keep in mind to help keep you and your family safe. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th, with the peak occurring between mid-August and late October. This hurricane season, be sure to put together a go bag. A disaster supply kit including a flashlight, batteries, cash, first aid and supplies, medications, and copies of your critical information if you need to evacuate. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
So of course, none other to start off with than with the president of the collectivity of St. Martin. So of course, when you're doing something, you do it right or you don't do it at all. So we're starting off today with the president of the collectivity of St. Martin in the name of Mr. Louis Edmond Mossington. Thank you very much for accepting this invitation. We're here in the wilderness, and apparently they say you know this area very well.
This is our playground. From little boys, between July and October, we would be over here on a regular basis, because that's all there was back in St. Martin in the early 60s, 70s, 80s. So we would spend X amount of times, countless hours, between picking mangoes, picking kennips, picking soursop, picking guava, all the fruit trees that you could think of that used to be produced on St. Martin. You're going to find them right here in this area. And it used to be a pleasure for us to come over early in the morning once the parents go to work, and we would spend the rest of the day over here. And then this area was called the gut. So when we're done with the gut side, then we move over to the pond side. And on the pond side, then there was the pond, exactly. But there was a barracuda fish, there's a size fish, and all other fishes in the pond. And it used to be our pleasure to catch those fish and to cook them on the spot. Okay, so we get the foods over here, and then a little rice we get from them parents, and then we would just have to cook up on a regular basis over here. That's, as a matter of fact, that's where I learned to swim. Most of us St. James boys, Lowtown boys, learn to swim right down there in the pond. So yeah,
so it's a guaranteed thing that every person from St. James knows how to swim.
Should know how to swim, yes, because the pond was right there for that designated purpose. Yeah. Teach you how to swim on your own, on your own. And we used to have competition. I can recall vividly right on this side over here, where we used to have most of the turkey breast trees. There used to be competition between those who can pitch the first rock to knock down the yellowest turkey breast. But at the same time, simultaneously, there's another competition going on who could climb and get a sea mango.
So wait, rocks pitching?
Rocks pitching. God used to protect St. Martin Rocks coming from all corners, and at the same time climbing to get the mango first.
That's the devil, man. That's the devil. So you never had an incident with somebody?
No, not that I can recall. No, there were some great moments, and I thank God for that. But I mean, never to be relived, because when my two sons came, I brought them over here once or twice, but they never showed interest.
Yeah, but it's a different.
It's a different period of time, and
Once you introduce us something else.
Sure, but then they came in modern times, so there was the internet, so they want to be, and they want to do other things around the house, that didn't necessarily have to do with. We had to look for activities, things to do to occupy. 3 months was a long period of time. You could do so much thing in 3 months' time,
90 days.
And 90 days to do so much. So I have a vivid memory of what is happening, and if you go down there too, I could hardly relate the same story that I would tell you without having to consult with each other, because it's what we all live, St. James boys, and boys used to come from all other areas to come over here to get mangoes as well.
We know this area very well.
Yeah, very well.
Not as well as you, but we know this area.
The crux of this trial are the allegations that he, his sons, and his family empire committed fraud by manipulating property values to their benefit for years. Here's New York Attorney General Letitia James just moments ago.
Donald Trump and the other defendants have committed persistent and repeated fraud. Last week, we proved that in our motion for summary judgment. Today, we will prove our other claims. My message is simple. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how much money you think you may have, no one is above the law.
So Trump, in his comments, as he continues to talk to the media, there's calling her racist. He is calling this the biggest witch hunt of all time. Let's bring in our guests and analysts to talk more about what we can expect in this trial. NBC's Von Hilliard is outside the courthouse. Also joining us is Assistant Manhattan District Attorney Catherine Christian and Criminal Defense Attorney Danny Savalos. We'll continue to monitor these comments from the former president. But Von, tell us what we can expect to happen in court today in terms of the trial kicking off.
We will wait to see whether any actual witnesses are brought forward today in this first day of trial. You see Donald Trump standing alongside Alina Habba, who is his legal spokeswoman. You see there further on his right, Jason Miller, who is his campaign senior advisor. And just out of frame, we saw his lead attorney on this case, Chris Kise, who just a few moments ago met Attorney General Letitia James inside of the courthouse. They briefly exchanged pleasantries and shook hands. Letitia James was joined by other prosecutors within the Attorney General's office. We do not expect her to actually be the one presenting this case day to day, but we don't expect Donald Trump to be here day to day. This trial could very well last all the way into December, 3 months, if it should take that long. There is a long list of witnesses that will potentially come forward here. And we are listening to Donald Trump here right now. But what we have heard so far from Trump is calling this a witch hunt. And this is a man who had the opportunity, when he sat for a deposition with the New York Attorney General's office, to answer numerous questions and to defend himself from the allegations laid out in this lawsuit. But instead, he pled the fifth, more than 400 times to be precise. And when I actually asked him on Friday, when I was with him on the campaign trail in Los Angeles, about one of the alleged overinflation of his assets, he demurred. I asked him specifically about his Trump Tower residency here in Midtown Manhattan, which he overestimated the size would be 30,000 square feet instead of 10,000 square feet. And they placed the value at $327 million, which is 3 times that of any apartment ever sold in New York history. Take a listen to my attempt to ask him about that specific example. Why did you overstate the size of your apartment by 20,000 square feet? You said that your apartment was valued.
My financial statements, just for you, by the way.
You said it was valued.
Just so you know, it's a rigged deal. My financial statements are much lower than the actual net worth. This judge and your fake Attorney General of New York, who's driving business out, who's letting murderers run all over the city.